everyone, my name is Ananya Mandal and I am a research scholar doing my PhD under the supervision of Professor Swati Niyogi from Chemical Engineering Department IIT Kharagpur. Today I am going to talk about the integrated chemochromic sensing in smart composite for advanced hydrogen infrastructure and safety. So next slide. So this is a hydrogen summit, so we all know why we are talking about hydrogen, because there are different global environmental problems. And next slide. So we need hydrogen as an renewable energy, and it can combat all these problems because it has many advantages, like it is energy efficient, has zero emissions, it can cause fast charging and long uses fuel compared to EVs, versatile, and it will make our nation energy self-reliance. Next slide. Now there are 4 components in the hydrogen ecosystem, that is production, storage, distribution, utilization, and my work is mostly focused on the storage and distribution because that is the backbone of the hydrogen economy. Next slide. Now there are different ways in which hydrogen can be stored and transported. So in our lab we have worked on a pressure vessel where hydrogen can be stored at high pressure and then can be transported and stored. So we can see there are different types of pressure vessel for but we type 1, type 2, they need metallic liners or vessel, but we are focusing on composite because composite has comparable mechanical strength without compromising with the weight. So next slide. So in our lab already some work has been done on type 3, type 4 pressure vessel. The work was done with GAIL and also IOCL. Next slide. But now comes to the work which I am working on, that is why we need a hydrogen sensor. So from morning we are talking about why we need hydrogen, why it is good and how to increase the production. But there are very less talk on the safety of safety due to hydrogen, because as we know hydrogen is colorless, odorless, and it has high flammability range and is a low ignition energy. So that's why the need of the hour is to have a good sensor that can both qualitatively and quantitatively detect the hydrogen, and it should be able to detect the hydrogen in the flammability range, that is a 4 to 75 volume percentage, and also can be integrated with this composite structures. Next slide. So recently there are many hydrogen gas related accidents. Next slide. So commercially many hydrogen sensors are available, but my work is focused on chemochromic hydrogen sensor because all the other hydrogen sensors, they need some kind of electrical energy to work, and also they detect the hydrogen in a point area. But I am working on chemochromic, which doesn't need any source of energy, so it will not be an initiator of any kind of explosion. It has a very simple working principle and easy to detect. Now chemochromic hydrogen sensor, as the name suggests, changes color when comes in contact with hydrogen. There are reversible and irreversible type of chemochromic hydrogen sensor. I am working on irreversible, such that even when the source of hydrogen is removed, we can still detect the point of leakage from where there was a hydrogen leakage. That's why for irreversible we need a base metal oxide and a catalyst. These are from the literature. I am working on TiO2, ZNO, MgO as the base metal oxide and catalyst PDO, and using a C-lab color space to determine the amount of color change. And for a human eye to visibly see a color change, the value of Delhi should be more than equal to 15. Next slide. So these are the objectives of my work. First is the sensor development, then the integration of sensor, prototype development, and finally to see the weatherability at different environmental condition. Next slide. So now in this conference, this work is kind of in a lab scale. So I will not go much into how I made the sensor particles, but these are the different steps, and that is a small setup that I have built in my lab where I check the color change and record in the video and use a MATLAB code to find out the color change. Next slide. Then I did certain optimization of the base metal oxide according to their size, that is nano or micro size, and we got nano sizes better. Next slide. Then optimization of the catalyst loading, we are using palladium oxide, which is very costly. So optimize the amount of palladium oxide that we can use so that we can get a good color change, and also the response time is low. So here you can see, as I said, color change should be more than equal to 15. So we are getting a color change of 17.33 at 4% hydrogen in nitrogen, and the response time is 4 seconds. Next slide. And we also compared a different base metal oxide and we found TiO2 is the best one, even though color change is less, but response time is so low that for 100% pure hydrogen, in less than 1 second we can see a color change when we are using TiO2 PDO as the chemochromic hydrogen sensor. Next slide. So this is a pre-prototype development that I did, and to see if this method can be used for final prototype development and commercialization. So mixed the TiO2 with water and sprayed it on glass fiber to see which concentration gives a good color change visible to us. Then based on type 4 pressure vessel, which has a HDP liner and a composite overlap, I took a small bottle, that's why it's a pre-prototype. It is very small and I made a small cut which will mimic a leakage. Over that I wrapped it with composite fibers and glass fiber. So glass fiber is mostly used so that it will give a white background, we can see the color change, and over that we spread the sensor particles. So in the last image, in the left side you can see in 30 seconds we saw a color change from brown to dark black on the point where there was a leakage already done initially, and in within seconds we could see the immediate color change, and the color change was also very high. So next slide. So this is the summary of my work. So we optimized the particles which can be used for development of the sensor and also did a pre-prototype design to see that it can demonstrate reliable performance and can be used in future. And in future we are working on making the final prototype and also use these particles on pipelines and a monitoring system such that we can do we can find out the leakage by pressure drop, but we won't be able to know where the location of the leakage. So for that, this kind of sensor is very useful. Thank you.